Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here, and I'm going to be taking part in the Siege of Malta event. Quick note is that the Silver Lions have been reduced. This is, I guess, the third day now. First day it was 50%. Second day, 15%. I don't know if this is third or fourth. My numbers are bad, but it has dropped down to 10% Silver Lions. So long as there's a reward, I think it will definitely add to the allure of these, but as they're really true historical battles, there's not always parity or what you would call matchmaking. Right here it's pretty interesting. The Spitfire Mk Vb is the highest tiered fighter and even the highest tiered aircraft at tier 12. And then on the German side you have the Bf 109 F4, which is currently at tier 8. So while there is a disparity, I just played a game and my team got kind of worked. And that was, I'm not entirely sure. We had one Spitfire Mk Vb. There was two or so Spitfire Mk Vbs, which is what I'm going to be flying out now. And the majority of which were Hurricanes. See, this is just another one of those, I guess, the intricacies of the history. There's no Spitfire Mark 1s or 2s, which would probably be very, very common for the British. Another thing that surprises me with this event is that you can kind of see there's generally almost a between 3 and 4 to 1 German to British players playing in the game at a time. And I was kind of surprised with that because I was expecting most people to be like, oh, the Spitfire Mk Vc is the highest tiered plane and that is what I'm going to fly, as it would give me the best advantage. I opted for the British because there was a lot less British players than I figured as far as queuing and matchmaking was concerned. Not necessarily matchmaking, but getting into the game, I thought I would have a much quicker time. Yeah, look at that. This is kind of showing it. Look how many Hurricanes there are right here. And we'll tab out real quick. We have 3 bow fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Hurricanes. 1, 2, 3 Spitfires, all of which are Mk Vbs. There are no Mk Vcs, and that's what we really need to kind of put more pressure on the 109. So I guess this may be one of the reasons why there's more German players in the queue, because the fact of the matter is most players, and it's understandable, are not very original. They're going to look for the path of least resistance, and which generally is the path to more lions, and kind of shy away from the true challenge. And right here, it seems the challenge is babysitting Hurricanes. Now, as the British, you have basically one angle that you can do, and that is you have your turn fighter. You have that aspect that you can use to your advantage, and the Germans are going to be able to outclimb us. So I'm kind of flirting my way through these barrage balloons and then kind of going around the battlefield. I don't want to go heads up and get dropped on. I want to drop on those that are dropping on others. Now, I just played a game, and you'll probably see the footage after this. But what happened was I jumped in late, and I actually got isolated, and I was surrounded by 4 aircraft. And then, seeing how the situation was going to play out, I went heads up with a 109, which is not something you're going to want to do, because that kind of plays to the advantages of the 109. They have pretty damn good firepower, plus they have cannons in the nose. We have our cannons. Those are our machine guns, but you can see them directly adjacent to our cannons in the wings. So as far as gun convergence and things like that, generally you can say that cannons in the nose are going to be more accurate at distance, which is what, as far as heads up is going, that's the one edge you want to have, as well as having greater durability. And I'm not entirely too sure who's got the better durability between the Spitfire and the 109, but I would probably bet on the 109. So overall, we don't want to get in a heads-up fight. We don't want to allow the enemy to drop on us. We want them to drop on us, but we would like to turn away, force them into a turn fight, force them into low altitude situations where we have the advantage. So here's another thing that kind of is happening on this event, is you look at, I've noticed all the, not all, but this is twice in a row, and statistically that's not enough to basically say this is the trend, but the trend between the two games that I've been in have the Hurricanes dropping down to finish off these fireboats, the easy targets. So all the Hurricanes will get, just look, even that one's not necessarily coming, and Holt is kind of hanging back, but there's 4 Hurricanes. And we have a Beaufighter. That's kind of what the Beaufighters are for. Hunt bombers and hit heavy targets, including ships. So 109 took the bait and is jumping down into a nest of Hurricanes. Look at this though. There are dots way, way above me. So those F4s just have, like, look at the altitude advantage because we don't have any 5Cs. And that's kind of what we need. I'm not too familiar with the Spitfires. I don't normally play them, but I wanted to try them out in this event. I'm gonna dive on this guy because they already have altitude advantage, and I don't know if these Hurricanes will really be able to catch him. But we need to ensure that we get our lines before we dip out. We should be able to skirt in front of this Hurricane. The problem is, given the decisions that they made, although they are Hurricanes, so I can't really blame them. They're not going to be able to outclimb anyone. So it's like, I guess, in a sense, it's like, why bother? This 109F is trying to outrun me. So we're going to throw some shots. Look at that convergence. We want him to start jinking and losing speed. Okay, we can deal with this. Look at those flashes.
Somebody cover me.
Look at those flashes, my cannon rounds. Alright, so he's lost his elevator, and given his altitude, he's more than likely going down. Yep. So we need to look to the skies. A lot of anti-aircraft. Alright, so we're going to curve back into the battle. It looks like most of the 109s are low. There's even a Fulgor running around. But they still have plenty of altitude, and this guy's coming over this way. So we have a situation here. I'm not entirely sure what was going on, but like this happened in the other game too when I had a Fulgor in my sights, was the fact that I got flashes. And I didn't even get hits, much less critical hits, which is what I would have expected from my Hispanos. We have another 109 flying high over here. And let's see. Let's see if we can't. Oh, I couldn't get my guns to bear in time. Okay, we don't have combat flaps, we have landing flaps. That just kind of goes to show my familiarity with the Spitfire. Check our surroundings, because given that we're up against 109s, that is priority number 1 through 4. I feel like, alright, he's pulling back, he's going to draw me out. I don't want to get a heads up with a F, so we'll just do a barrel roll. We did take a hit. Fortunately, nothing was critical. Is my friendly Hurricane just dipping out? Is that what's happening? So we're going to head back towards the port. This guy's on our tail. He has the capability to close the distance. He has the speed advantage. We are getting separation from him as he is going for altitude. You can see these 109s moving in. So let's check the score. There's 3 of us left, and they've lost, what, 5 or 6 just at a cursory glance. So we have to watch out for these cables. And hopefully the anti-aircraft around this facility, this port, oh, look at that 109, will kind of give these guys pause. And that's what we're going for. We got a 109 on our tail. Look at that. If I wasn't watching, that thing would have cut my wing off. Oh man, that's exciting stuff. So the 109s are circling. I'm heading back to base. This is basically a full-on retreat. I'm now getting a better understanding of why most people are queued up as the Germans. So even though the 5C is the higher tier, nope, don't want you to be able to hit me. We got a little lucky there. Are we going to be able to... Oh, okay. I mean, if you're going to give that to me, we are going to take it. We're getting shot from behind. We're going to act like we're kind of going down in a way, but this guy's got our number. We're Spitfire. Wow, the overshoot. Look at this. We are the last one. So this is kind of how you should expect this event. Get in a squad of 5Cs and avenge me. And there it is. So that might be another issue with my experience so far in this event is there's been 2 games in a row, 2 targets in those games where I got flashes. And yeah, that wouldn't have changed things. I would have gotten a kill and felt a little better. Or earlier, rather. Look, the only guy with a kill on this team was a Spit Mk Vb flown by yours truly. The other team, these 109s are just rolling in it. I don't know, like, these events have so much potential, but the problem, I think, is the player base and kind of like the culture. But when the system is kind of based around grinding, I think you as an individual have to separate yourself from that mentality. So we got 8 hits, only 2 which were critical. Our team got raffle stomped. And our score was good enough for 5th on the enemy team. A little unfortunate. This was our... Yeah, this guy, I think this was a bow fighter. Or maybe one of the Hurricanes that just grinded those fireboats. But, yeah, overall experience. I mean, it's tough. I'm going to give it one more go. Just like, why not? Accept the challenge. So we will repair this bad boy. And we'll take a look at the British real quick, just to make sure. Yeah, Spit Mk Vc is tier 12. That is what our team needs in order to compete. And by our, I mean the British. Yay, we got upgraded engine. So we have 2 more upgrades left and we're fully upgraded. And you can tell my experience is rather low in this aircraft. So we're giving it one more go. That was attempt number 2. And hope for better results. You know, we'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here, and apparently I'm on the wrong team. We were talking in the chat. There was a 6-minute wait time this time. Previously, I had something like a 30-second wait time and a 2-minute wait time. It's just luck of the draw sometimes. Waiting for this event, and this is the 3rd time. Let's see. 2 quit already. Who would quit the event? So we're down a couple fighters. And I think consensus is that on this map you need Spit Mk Vbs and Mk Vcs. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 Spit Mk Vbs. Looks like 1 or 2 was it? 2 Mk Vcs, and then we have a couple bow fighters to basically absorb a lot of cannon rounds, we'll say. And I was just talking to Mr. Amaral here. Yeah, here we go. He told me he was flying a Spitfire, but he was telling me about the Men of War Assault Squad GSM mod, and a lot of you have mentioned it, and I just need to get it. I'm gonna probably download it today. I'm meeting with a friend, and I have class, and then after that, it is go time. So this will be my last attempt on this event, at least for this morning time. You said you were a Spitfire. So we'll see how much. Basically, this event, I've already said it and you've already seen it, I guess, in these videos. Yeah, the 109 F4s are just everywhere. And Mr. Amaral changed on me. Tisk tisk. But I think the true challenge is definitely the British. Actually, without question, the true challenge is flying as the British. And what happens, this time we're kind of lucky in that we only have one Hurricane. And I've actually played with Mr. Holt already, and I can't really blame the Hurricanes. They're flying a very low-tiered fighter. And it's not to say the British don't have the options, it just seems to be, in the matchmaking that I've gotten, or rather the games I've been put in, we haven't, generally there's been a far greater number of Hurricanes. So I'm hooking out. Both times I've hooked out over there before, and this time it seems I've isolated myself again, and I don't really like that. And we also are going up against the sun given the time of day. There's something coming in. What is this guy? Oh my. Fulgors. Or one Fulgor, it's not like plural or anything. So the bow fighter's moving in. I'm really curious what that dot is. There could be dots running at me right now. It's just the fact that there's the sun. We'll see. And I'll probably drop on him. That Spitfire kind of... Alright, yeah. I would imagine most 109s in the past have gone that way. Alright, we got a Ju-87 and an MC-202. So there's the likelihood I could get a kill this time. Assuming Mr. Spitfire and Bowfighter don't already take them down. Poor Stuka pilot, although I have to give him a lot of props. That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this event a little later, and instead of fly the F4, I'm going as a German bomber. I want something different. I don't... I totally understand why people fly the F4, but as far as, you know, what's going on... Whoop, pressed the wrong button as I was trying to look around. Look at that. Oh, I dropped altitude to chase these guys. Oh, hello. F4. Where'd he go? Thought he just flew by me right there. I think that's him. But he is getting his separation because he has that speed. We have guys dropping in there. Someone else. Okay, he's up high and he is not really going this way. I've been very conservative with my cannons in the past, and I'm just not going to do that right now. Because look at all these flashes that are happening. And now there's me going down. Alright, so he's down. Bullseye. Uh-oh. That's actually some Hispanos behind me. So we have... Look at this hole in my wing, man. This is tough. Now it's time to run back to the base. We'll call for support. Not that that's likely to happen. Oh, look at that, man. This is some teamwork. We had enough time in the chat that people started to kind of recognize when we were talking about what's going on. And a lot of people seem to be fans, but look at the way this aircraft is going down. I think we actually have the advantage this time. 4 of us have kills versus 2 of theirs now. So assuming I can escape with my life, which looks like someone may be dropping in. Alright, so I'm going to... Actually, I can't really afford to drop throttle. I'm already losing speed. We may have to just land in a field somewhere, but we're going to attempt to get back to the airfield. So this time, I mean, I guess that it makes clear sense. In the past, we've had a lot of Hurricanes on our team. And ooh, Amaral, you dirty boy. I'm limping. He's going for it. He wants that kill. But I think I just killed myself. I did! He scared me into a tree. Basically, that's what just happened. So that was kind of funny. We're getting strafed on that airfield. Ooh. So we started out good, but now they've quickly caught up. Enough. There's gonna be enough 109 ace pilots to kind of force this in the Germans' favor. And our friend Amaral. That was pretty interesting. But we had a better go this time. If we had more Spit 5Cs, I imagine we would be in a pretty good position. This is one of those events that I'll want to fly in a squad as a British Spitfire. But I think what would be a lot of fun would be just a German bomber. Or an Italian bomber, rather. I want to fly that Sparviero. And I'll do that a little later. We'll give this another go. But as for now, kind of expect 109 F4s everywhere. This guy has the same problem as I did, maybe? No, he's making it... Oh, he's just hugging these trees. Not looking good. Trees! Anyway. So, we started out strong. We managed to get one more kill. But the 109s just kind of took over. And that's kind of how it goes. But you know what? It's still a pretty fun event. These events shouldn't be looked at like, oh my gosh, that team has the advantage. One team generally will have an advantage. That's kind of how battles in history happen. So historical battles, true historical battles. There's no parity. There's no, oh, we have our F4s and you got to have your Spit Mark 9s or whatever. No, that's not how it's going to work. So, if you want a challenge... Ooh, look at this. Can this guy strafe? Is that an enemy strafe? What is going on? What's that guy doing? Ooh, AAA is opening up. You're on a secret mission, Mr. Bowfighter. An invader mission. No, 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 no. There's someone on the airfield. Isn't there? There's someone, like, right over there. What is he doing? Who is that? Oh, no. Opportunity lost. Opportunity lost. This guy was shot down by AAA. So, if you want challenges, let's say, if you want challenges, fly the team that kind of has, basically the one that less people are flying. If you just want to figure out really, really quickly, I thought the British would actually be more played when I first checked it out. But if you want to play, if you want the challenge, find a team with the less people in queue. That'll also get you into it quicker, in theory anyway. And accept the challenge, man up, and let me know how good you did. Let me know your scores. So far, I've been able to pick off one plane, I guess in like 2 of the 3 games I've played. And that was it. So let me know how much better you did, because I want to hear some encouraging stories for the British. And right now we have one guy left. We'll take a look where he's at. He's in the 5C, right? This is the trend. You need 5Cs, and he's going up against Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear Yaroslavsky. Yaroslavsky. I'm pretty sure I did that right. Hey, Gray Fox. Forox. Alright, so Mr. 109 with the altitude advantage. How does this play out? He's turning, forcing the 109 down. Does the 109 drop enough to where this guy can dive on him? He's maneuvering decently well, but it looks like he made the mistake that 109s can't do. But does he have enough energy to get out of it? I have faith in you, Ferrata. There it is. So we need more Spit Mark 5Cs. I think if there's 3 to 4 in a game, yeah. Amaryl's asking about battleships. It's the Iowa class. But if you had 3 to 4 Mark 5Cs to babysit all of the Hurricanes, I think it'd work out a lot better. They're very, very powerful aircraft. So anyway, I'm Baron. This is the special event Malta, which is today's event, and they change it every day, which is really exciting. It never really gets stale in regards to that, and I've noticed that they kind of cycle through. So let's check. We'll go over the events for the day, because I know some of you check here to see kind of my thoughts on the events and whatnot. I'm a big fan of them, and as long as you go in and don't expect things to be balanced, you know, you're gonna have a good time. It's that simple. Alright, so the arcade one is African Candy, and it looks like British and German. Siege of Malta, which we just saw, and then the full real battle one, and I like how they did this now. They kind of re-tiered it. As far as like, I guess over here in the States, I'm not entirely sure, but we usually, this makes more sense for us. Arcade at the top, historical, and then full reel. And full reel is Guadalcanal. I would love to see Fly Daily, fly some of that, see some of that. Anyway, my name is Baron. As always, thank you for watching. Elevator's taking some damage, fuselage is taking some damage. Lots of fighters. Alright. We might have a shot here. Oh, what a shot! That was a snapshot. I literally had half a second to do that in. That worked out rather well. Rather pleased.